guys, it's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Just finished watching the match and Barcelona beat Borussia Dortmund 3-2 in the Champions League. The fine results in the Champions League continues. Performance, bit on the rocks, but a huge win for Barcelona, and essentially 99% confirms we will finish in the top 8, which of course guarantees entry into the round of 16 of the Champions League, avoiding those playoff positions, extra 2 games in February. Big win, big performance. Despite the fact the performance wasn't the best, the team have bounced back from that game against Betis, and hopefully they'll use this narrow victory as momentum and confidence for the final 2 league games of the year, and of course end off 2024 on the right note. The starting lineup for this match is on the screen for you right now. It was indeed the Gala 11, the best 11 that Barcelona has, the exact same team as the game against Real Betis this past weekend. It was Iñaki Peña in goal, a back 4 of Jules Kounde, Pau Cubarsí, Inigo Martinez, and Alejandro Balde, midfield 3 of Marc Casado, Pedri, and Dani Olmo, and a front 3 of Lamine Yamal, Raphinha, and Robert Lewandowski. The first goal scored in this match was scored by Raphinha, and it did come from a Barcelona counter-attack. It was Dani Olmo exploring the space and found that beautiful pass in between the lines. He had a 50-50 with Namacha, who handballs it, but also hits a little bit of the almost hand. The referee gives advantage, slips Raphinha through, who was 1v1, had Lamine Yamal open for the sweat, went on his own and scored. Brilliant finish. I feel like Kounde could have gotten there, but he was kind of a bit hesitant. He thought that Raphinha was offside, so he didn't really attempt too much to save it. I think if he did attempt to save it, could have caused some serious uproar, but Raphinha scores, gives Barcelona the lead in a great finish and a great counterattack as well. The second goal scored was scored by Ferran Torres. That's now 3 goals in 3 games in a row for the Shark. It was a great goal by Barcelona as well. It worked down the right-hand side, 1-2 between Kounde and Lamine Yamal, sprayed out wide initially by Pedri. Kounde puts a brilliant cross in at the top of the box. Fermin Lopez running in, hits it cleanly. Great save by Kounde, but adopts Raphinha on the rebound. He pokes it in to the open net. Thank God he was onside, and it gave Barcelona the 2-1 lead. And the third and final goal was scored yet again by Ferran Torres. That's now 4 goals in 3 games for him, of course, in the last 3 games, not just 3 games or whatever, this season. Anyways, corner kick for Dortmund. Barcelona hit very strong on the counterattack. Jamie Gittins making a huge mistake. He didn't attempt to get the ball. He thought that his teammate would get it. Pedri begins the counterattack, runs it through to Lamine Yamal, who slips Ferran Torres through. Ferran Torres is now in a weird point where he had Fermin Lopez for the sweat, but he hesitates, lets the Dortmund players run back on the defensive transition. Looks very weird. I thought he was going to give away that chance, but he just shoots across goal out of absolutely nowhere and buries it. 3-2, and secures Barcelona 3 massive UCL points. So overall, the team performance rating on the night, I'm giving it an average 6 out of 10. Very much a copy and paste of the Betis game. The only difference is in this game, we actually won it instead of bottling it. We did bottle it twice, to be fair to us. Very similar to Betis. First half, I think we played alright. We dominated. We had more chances. Again, we couldn't really finish. I think we had about 5 good chances compared to Dortmund's 2, with one of them being offside. Go into halftime 0-0. You regroup. We started the second half very poorly. Again, just like Betis. We hit a counterattack goal. Luckily, we bet 1-0. Crappy penalty given away by Cubarsí makes it 1-1. We scored 2-1. They bring it back to 2-2 from yet another defensive mistake. And again, we then this time nicked it in the end, thankfully. It's very disappointing to see, our best team right now playing. I'm not saying they were average. I'm saying just, based on the rate of play, based on how the game went, I think overall the performance was average. And I expect more from this specific lineup. You have a natural 10 and Olmo. The width is there. This team was cooking in October. 2 months later, they're barely surviving. I will give the team a bit of credit. Again, I did hint about this, that Champions League Barcelona this season just hits different. They tend to perform much better, have that extra thrust and extra eagerness to them, and we did see that in this game. The fact they came back, twice from being in a drawing position and also took the lead as well, shows a bit of courage, shows a good mentality as well. The subs came on, had great impact, some more than others, but I just felt like with the team going in like this, Gala 11, after the Betis draw last second, I expected a bit more of a reaction over the course of the 90 minutes. We saw a reaction in the first, 10-15 minutes. Lamine Yamal, Torreira passes to Raphinha, Balde good cross in to find Olmo and Lewandowski. We were sniffing, we were getting in behind. I honestly never felt threatened by Dortmund in this game. I don't know if that's a positive or a negative for me, but any of their attacks, I never felt threatened. Again, the 2 goals, penalty, stupid by Kubarsi. Then the other one was, I believe, Inigo misplaced the pass in the high line, just didn't catch out the running midfielder in the end. So I didn't really feel so threatening by Dortmund, but again, I do expect a better of a performance in a big game like this away from home. But credit where it's due. If you offered me from Mallorca, Betis, Dortmund 2 wins and a draw, I would have taken it. We've gotten that, so I think that's, you know, a bit of the bigger picture perspective. Of course, we're taking the draw in this game over the league games, but you know what? I think, you know, if there's difficult run of games, you know, 3 away games, very tough away games as well. In this space, I think it was what 8-9 days not being undefeated. I will take that. But overall tonight, the team performance rating for me will be getting an average 6 out of 10. Let's now get into the players' individual player ratings. We're going to talk about the goalkeeper, Iñaki Peña, who for me tonight gets a 7 out of 10. I was going to give him an 8 until, of course, that mistake. But I got the rhythm. I thought he was fantastic. He made a great save from Sabitzer in the first minute that was offside. The point-blank header from Gurasi that was also offside, but still made the save. Second half as well, made a couple of good saves. The one from Donyal Malin. The punch-out for the corner kick that led to the counter-attack that led to Barcelona scoring. Had a fantastic game in Iñaki Peña. I'm not going to hold anything against him. He played well against Betis. Today, had a good game as well. I was going to give him an 8, but again, knocked him down for that mistake. If you're going to come out of your box, you have to commit for the ball. I'd rather him commit or even make a challenge at least and get yellow. Don't get a red card, obviously, but we had enough defenders back that I don't think the referee would have sent him off if he made, like, of course, a semi-decent challenge. But in that scenario where you come out and you miss it, that's a bit poor judgment on your part, especially if we go on to draw or lose this game. I'd be much draw or lose the game. I would have been much more upset. But since we won, I'm kind of on the bit of the lighter side. But I not give credit to him. He's not becoming consistent. Let's hope he can keep this up. But again, for me, strong performance from him. Gets a 7 out of 10. Now for center-back partnership in front of him. Firstly, on the right-hand side, it was Pau Kubarsi. I'm going to give him an average 6 out of 10. Honestly speaking, he was a 7, but the mistake, the penalty, I have to knock him down 1. Got to keep it consistent. I thought Kubarsi in that first. Honestly, before the penalty, I thought Kubarsi was sensational. He made a brilliant tackle. I want to say end of first half, beginning of the second half. I don't know when it was, but there was this moment where he had the ball. He had, I think it was Sabitzer and Gurasi pressing him, trying to get the ball. Does a beautiful turn and movement and just moves out of the press so well. His composure was fantastic. His passing was great. Again, I don't know what he's thinking on the penalty. It's a clear penalty, no arguing it. Gurasi's running through a header. Double hand pushes him in the box. I mean, you want to at least do an Inigo in the first half. You know, a little tug nicely where you're close to him. You can make the argument that you're recovering the space. Sure, but that scenario, very poor from Kubarsi. But he's very young, so it's a bit of inexperience in there. We got the wins, thankfully, so we don't have to go too much in on him. But based on that mistake, I'm going to knock him down a point to a 6. But I do think he was overall a 7 out of 10. Alongside his partner as well, Inigo Martinez gets an average 6. Again, knocked him down for the misplaced pass that led to us conceding. I think he is partially at fault for that goal alongside Iñaki Peña. Apart from that, I think he played alright. Again, in possession, did very well. Aerially was fantastic. Commanded the line pretty well for the majority of the game. The high line where, again, Dortmund did score, I think, 1 goal and had 2 really good chances, but the high line was really proving its point, except for, of course, the second goal that we conceded. But we're seeing now a lot with Inigo that he's very much a risk player and that he's going to get dropped for our Araujo. It's so obvious. To be fair to Inigo, he's been unreal this season, but the last few games, since I would say the, what game did we have after Red Star? Was it Celta Vigo? I forget, but like, since that, I think like pre-Las Palmas, he was starting to, you know, drop a bit. I just think he's playing so many minutes. I think he has the most minutes in this team alongside Kubarsi and Lewandowski and Kounde. But, yeah, he's getting dropped for Araujo pretty quickly. But you know what, it is what it is. I think he did alright throughout the game, but still niggling mistakes here that could have cost us that penalty in the first half. If that's get called, that's going to be on him. But thankfully, he got away with it. No clean sheet, but we move, give him an average 6 out of 10. Now for the fullbacks. Firstly, on the left-hand side, Alejandro Balde. Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to make an announcement. I have officially put Alejandro Balde on fraud watch. This man is starting to rightfully piss me off. That first half, I just wanted to take his throat and just shake it and just yell in his face, what are you doing? So poor. The only benefit that Balde brings to the team right now is his speed in defensive recoveries. That's it. Build up play, passing, crossing, attacking transition, attacking runs. Pure and utter shite. Shite. I don't know what he's moving at. I don't know what he's tweaking at. Also, his touch under pressure is dreadful. It's like a switch of play, no one around him. touch the ball calmly. But he's about to get the ball from Naki Pena. Someone here is pressing him. Heavy donkey Timberland touch every single time. And this is what happens when you're the starting left back and you have no competition. This is the exact same version of Balde that we saw at the beginning of last season, and that's why in the end Xavi put Cancelo at left back and stuck Kounde back at right back. Because keep in mind, Kounde did start last season as a center back, but Balde was so shite, he had to make those changes, and of course Balde got injured and was out for the rest of the season, though he just stuck with that plan. Balde, major fraud watch. To be honest, I think he just needs competition. He's just so comfortable at left back. Even Balde in this 5 out of 10, I'll take a Balde 5 out of 10 over Gerard Martin, and that is the story really. But poor from Balde today, in my opinion, 5 out of 10. But his compatriot fullback partner on the right-hand side, Jules Kounde, he gets an 8 out of 10 from me. And also, my man of the match. I thought Kounde tonight was brilliant. Kept Jamie Gittins so quiet in this game. Made some great runs, had some good crosses. His link-up play with Lamine Yamal was sublime. He was doing backheel passes in the final third. I'm thinking, fucking hell, is this Jules Kounde? Putting in pinpoint crosses. Of course, put the great cross in for the Ferran Torres 2-1 goal where Fermin hit that shot that was saved by Kounde. I thought he had a very solid game. Didn't make too many errors. I don't think he made any errors. Maybe in possession could have been a bit better. Apart from that, I think he was absolutely fantastic, Jules Kounde, in this game. And he gets an 8 out of 10 from me and also my man of the match. Into the midfield now. Firstly, we'll start off with Marc Casado. I will give Casado a 7 out of 10. I thought he was brilliant. Again, another sturdy performance from him. Just wins that ball back so much. Remember that viral clip of the Man United fan talking about Wan-Bissaka? He's crying. He says he just wins that ball so well, so much. That's the exact same feeling I have with Casado. Second balls, first balls, slide tackles. He just wins the ball so consistently. Defensive transition as well. When, they're on a counterattack, he'll come slide from behind, just clean the ball up, or at least bounce it off somewhere and just kill their counterattack a little bit, make Dortmund have to reassess their situation. He's just so integral to this team. Without him, this team is absolutely cooked. Give the ball away a few times in some of our transition as well, but attacking-wise wasn't too bad. Again, a bit static in some of our build-up in the first half, but again, he just wins that ball so much, so well. I absolutely love Marc. 7 out of 10 for me. A very solid 7 out of 10. His compatriot pivot partner was, of course, Pedri. I'll give Pedri as well 7 out of 10. To be honest, in that second half, from the majority of it, before he got subbed off, was a bit quiet. Of course, he led the counterattack for the 3-2. I think that first half he played very well. Nice silky passes, kept the movement very strong. A lot of his wrist passes, though, didn't fall through. I don't know if that's really criticism for him, but again, I forgot to mention this as well. The switch was on so many times in this game from Pedri and Kubarsi, and they never saw it. Whether it's to the left-hand side to Raphinha and Balde, right-hand side to Kounde and Lamine Yamal, it was always open consistently, and they just never found it. They just never saw it. I guess it's easy for me, big guy, just sitting on my couch and chair watching the game with all the angles. It's easy for me to see it. I understand that, but we'll love to see him take a bit more risk passes. He did a little bit in this game, and a lot of them didn't fall through, but, keeping the control, keeping the composure, controlling the possession. Well, a lot of great balls back in the midfield as well. I think a very sturdy performance from Pedri, so I will be giving him a 7 out of 10. Final midfielder was, of course, Dani Olmo. Also will be getting a 7 out of 10 from me. Much better than his games against Betis and Mallorca. Started off the game very poor, honestly. He looked like he was, frozen walking. I don't know if he was really cold, just had to get warmed up or what, but made some good runs. Didn't have any cracks from distance where he had some space, which I would love to have seen. Got the assist, of course, for the first goal from Raphinha. I felt like he was a bit more free, a bit more open in this game, and as the game progressed, he got much better. So again, hopefully he grows from this performance. I think he did play much better than he did against Betis and Mallorca combined, to be honest. So shout out to Dani Olmo. We'll give him a 7 out of 10. Sturdy performance from him. Now into the front line. Firstly, Raphinha off the left. I will give him a 7 out of 10. Of course, got the goal. Very luckily, I tell you what, if the Kubo was paying attention, or if he missed that chance with Lamine Yamal in the sweat, I would have absolutely ripped him a new one. But he's coming up big, getting goals and assists week in, week out. I think the first half he was alright, just never got the ball too much down that left-hand side. Everything was going down the right in the first half, and a lot of it was going nearly. That's why we saw Raphinha drift in nearly a lot. Made a lot of good runs, and again, the midfielders and the center backs didn't see, and you can see his frustration on the pitch as well. Apart from that, I think it was a good average performance from him with the goal. So I'll give him the generous, you could say, 7 out of 10. Other winger was, of course, Lamine Yamal. I'm going to give Lamine Yamal an average 6. Not to say that he was poor or that he was crap. Just, again, like Raphinha, didn't get the ball too much. Again, had the got the assist for the Ferran Torres goal. Maybe I should give him a 7. I forgot about the assist for the Ferran Torres goal. My bad. So we'll say 7 out of 10 for Lamine Yamal. But apart from the Travella pass to Raphinha in that first half, was very, very quiet. Every time he got the ball down the right-hand side, he'd shoot, it'd go over, he'd find Kounde, then Kounde would, hit a defender quarter kick or cross it in and it goes away. Didn't really get on the ball that much in this game, which again, it's not really down to him. Comes down to his teammates finding him and the space opening up for him, so I don't want to blame him too much. If I'm not mistaken, he did, of course, get the assist for the winning goal for Ferran Torres, so credit to him. Nice little intricate play as well for the first Ferran Torres goal, so I think he played an okay game. That's why I would have given him a 7. My bad for the 6, I forgot the assist, so 7 out of 10 for me for Lamine Yamal. And last but not least, of course, our outline up front, Robert Lewandowski. I'll give him an average 6. Again, didn't really... I wouldn't say do much, but didn't get a goal, so he's gonna get that average 6 unless his hold-up play and his build-up play was shite, which I think today was okay. Didn't really do anything poorly. Had some good touches, some good movement, especially in that first half. Second half was a bit quiet. I think Flick made the right decision to take him off. But I think he needs to, he always does well when Barcelona take the lead early. When we score, the first goal, like Raphinha first minute against Bayern Munich, or early, penalty against Brest, that's when that's when the play opens up and he gets to be more free. When it's so narrow, so tight, especially how Sahin had Dortmund set up very, very narrowly, it's hard for him to find space and stuff. But I think he was alright, so I'll give him an average 6 out of 10. Now for the substitutions, the subs were Fermin Lopez, Ferran Torres, Frankie de Jong, Pau Victor, Eric Garcia came on for about 3 seconds. Ferran Torres with the brace. I mean, I gotta give credit where it's due. I think Fermin Lopez looked really good when he came on, and again, the pro for him, like I mentioned a lot on the channel, I'll say it again, when we face teams that are open, he looks so good in attacking transition. The issue is he fails to track back a lot. The defensive, work rate of Fermin is very, very low, especially when he comes up on the sub, so it's a big risk there. Frankie came on in the 10, surprisingly. Didn't, really do much. He almost gave the ball away for a Dortmund goal that Sabitzer scored that was ruled out for offside. Yeah, I think it was ruled out for offside, but he got away with it. The media would have had a field day if that went in on a Frankie de Jong mistake. Apart from that, I think in attacking wise, and he looked okay. In possession, he looked pretty good, but was playing the 10 surprisingly, so I don't know what that was about. Pavard came on, kicked the ball a little bit, didn't really do much. Gave away that dangerous free kick that hopefully almost cost us a goal. And then Eric Garcia did nothing. So subs have, of course, a fantastic impact. That triple sub by Flick, of course, by bringing on Ferran Torres, getting us a brace and getting us 3 points. So shout out to Ferran Torres. He was of course shite against Mallorca, got a goal, was shite against Betis, got a goal, was okay this game and got a brace. I don't know what he's doing, but hopefully he keeps it up. And last but not least is of course the manager Hansi Flick, who tonight for me will be getting a 7 out of 10. Picked a very good team, the best team that we have right now on paper. That triple sub of course on the hour mark, very proactive, it's very impactful as well. I question De Jong in the 10, what's he thinking? I would much rather have seen, Ferran off the left and Fermin in the 10, but then who would you probably maybe leave Lewandowski up front, and then maybe take out Lamine Yamal since he was kind of quiet. But again, I guess based on how the game's gone, it worked out well in his favor. I'd love to have seen Pau Victor and Eric Garcia come on a bit early as well. 90th minute substitutions, what the F is the point, really? Maybe to waste time with Eric Garcia, sure, but at least Pau Victor bring him on a bit earlier. But other than that, got the win. The 2 goals, again, were not systematic conceded. It was errors, the penalty, and then the Inigo mistake and inaccurate mistake. Not really down to tactic-wise, and then Dortmund didn't really, destroy us in build-up per se. But from the manager perspective, I think Flick had a good day at the office. We'll give him a 7 out of 10. So that was my match review for Borussia Dortmund versus Barcelona in the Champions League. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, in the comments down below as well, let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. The main thing I want to first see, of course, is your thoughts on the performance alongside your manager rating and your player ratings as well. And of course, do not forget to subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.
Yeah.